get this going. All right. Welcome to the channel, guys. We are back. Interesting. So, I'm gonna give it a couple seconds for people to come in. Yeah. And you're gonna give it a second for people to come in. How you doing? How you doing? So we got a nice little rain atmosphere outside. I figured, yeah, you know, it might be worth chilling and doing a little bit of art. Guys, we're gonna give it a little bit of a second for people to come in and, you know, comfortable before I start drawing. Gotta send out some notifications first and all that stuff, so bear with me for a second. We'll put that up on the screen for a second while I do this. See. Okay. Okay. Welcome in, welcome in. Uh-oh. See. So what you guys are looking at on the screen right now is a little warm-up I was doing before you know, decided to go live. It's not going to be the focus of what we're doing today. Just like I said, just a little something. Wouldn't mind working on this a little bit more, but like I said, this is just kind of one of those background ideas, messing around in the back of my head and stuff. Nothing to be taken super literally, but I'm gonna mess around with this for a little bit before I go into my possible actual art for the night. Don't gotta work in the morning, so I'm pretty much free to draw for the remainder of the night if I really want to. Let's see how long we'll go for. Let me know if you guys are getting the notification that I went live. That'd be kind of good to know as well. So, I was tooling around the idea of possibly working on Fern. Wanted to know if I was going to be doing Fern or not. So, now I know I mentioned about doing that, so might have to, start cranking out that. Let's see if I can find some pictures of her real quick. Let's see. Okay, so we got a lot of different artworks of her. I see. So let's see. Let me come back here. My PC is crashing trying to watch you and play Dark Side at the same time. Unoptimized. Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, Steel? How you doing? I'm just catching up on your reading. Catching up on what you were saying. So like I said, I was thinking about it. I'm trying to find a picture flattering enough of her so I can kind of, use it, I guess. I use the word flattering loosely here because there's a bunch of different stuff here on Pinterest. There's fan art of her, and then there's like the official artwork of her. So and then you have like the artworks where there's like the character models and stuff that's on here as well. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for that, essentially. Oh, wow, they even got one for Himmel. Nice. Dark Tide. Yeah. I mean, it happens like that sometimes, you know, sometimes having a computer try to run a bunch of different things. Like me right now, I have my art program. I got Discord open. I was sending messages and stuff. And then I had well, I got the website open. I got Opera open, right? So I got a few heavy oh, okay, this is a good picture. I like this picture. Might have to do this one. You know what? Sold to the highest bidder. I like this. This is nice. Image. This, I feel like this captures her very well here. Now the question just becomes if I'm able to pull off the execution of this. Open. All right. This game demands my whole GPU, and if I say no, it throws a tantrum. Yeah, no. Definitely understand that. A tantrum will be given by your PC, yes. Yeah. So thanks for letting me know also, by the way, still that you know, you got the notification. It's good to know. I know technically it's supposed to work that way, right? However, sometimes it doesn't always work that way, right? So especially when you know, have a small channel like I do, so maybe, you know, of course I did, yeah. All right, so I rung your bell. Yes, you did, the notification bell, yes. And for those who aren't subscribed, you know, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, you know. All of the YouTube rhetoric, do all the things. So for I've never not seen your stuff pop up. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. Thank you for letting me know. It's good to know that YouTube is actually working. So what you missed before you popped in here was this. I had this in the background before I switched over to doing just sub. Wolvie Draws. What's up, man? How you doing? So yeah, I appreciate the sub, man. Thank you. Hopefully you are enjoying the videos I posted and some of the live streams I've done. But yeah, so I was working on this before I decided to jump in over to do Fern. This was a little warm up thing I was doing here, and I may or may not work on this a little in my own personal. That's Rooster Teeth. What are you referring to? Huh. Okay. Oh, you talking about Wolvie? What? Wolvie Jaws? Or Rooster Teeth? Anyway, yeah, no. So this is just me, kind of. Oh yeah, dope. Yeah, thanks, man. This was just like I said, me messing around with some stuff. This is like what you call a warm up, right? This is just me kind of doing some warm up stuff before I actually went live, and I was like, "Oh, the 3 dudes." No, it's not Rooster Teeth. You said the 3 dudes. No, they're not Rooster Teeth. There's a yeah, no, this are. I'd have to explain it for you guys to understand it. I don't know if I want to explaining it, but you know what? We'll come back to this. Well, I mean, unless you guys want to hear about it right now, then I'll talk about it right now. Leave it up to the vote from the chat. So essentially, I was streaming my comment process and got mad. Serious, I got off. Oh, okay. Hey, listen, I appreciate you stopping over here to say hi, man. I guess YouTube is doing this thing now where they oh yeah, sure, tell us. Oh, you want to hear it? Okay, cool. So so I will get back to Fern. Don't worry about this. I was just touching this up a little bit. No, these 3 dudes are a concept that I came up with a while ago. It's probably a pretty long while ago, maybe like 5 years ago, maybe something like that. Even before that. We all are the summation of parts of us that create the whole, right? So it's kind of a joke me and my friends have where you know, there's different sides to us, right? Not relating to like schizophrenia where you have, or like multiple personality disorders. That's what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that because of the choices we make, you can kind of relate it to different parts of your personality, or like the way that you think, because of different experiences you've had, right? So like I guess to break it down simply, we all have a kid version of us that enjoys some of the more simpler things in life, like video games, and we contain multitudes, right? So so you know, we all have the kid version of us, we have the mature version of us, right? We're like 2 halves of a similar coin, which is us as we appear in public, and when we go out and do stuff. Like, we're us, but we're the sum of our parts, right? So this was me playing around with that similar concept of me, and the 2 halves up top being parts of me that create the whole, which is the me at the bottom. So as you can see, the features are a little bit, you know, loose because of like youthfulness with the hat right here, and then this is a little more proper here, or more mature because of the tie and the necktie and stuff. And then the combination of the two at the bottom, which is like, wearing a similar hat, so a self-portrait type stuff shit. Yeah, kind of like a self-portrait, but like an introspective self-portrait. I guess it would be the bigger the best way to look at it. But it's an interesting concept because I think I was thinking about it from like a entertainment perspective, where like if these other parts were personalities, or like they had their own identity, they would have their own dialogue against each other, and probably like having like those internal dialogue that we have with ourselves, where we're like trying to come up with choices to make, and you're like, well, I want to do this, and you're like, well, I need, I want to do that, I really should be doing this because it's more important, because it's more responsibility, right? So you have the responsible arguing with the I just want to have fun side, right? So I figured, like, if this was like a comic, or if this was like a cartoon or something, right, these would be characters, but like a figment of your imagination. But they would kind of, and think of it like Afro Samurai, right? And the ninja character, which was like something he imagined, like that character never fully existed. We could see it as the audience watching it, right? But that character never actually existed in that world. It was just a companion character that he created from his imagination, so he could have someone to kind of talk to, right? Oh, they kind of explored that with Hulk. Okay, yeah, right. Yeah, kind of like the whole, the Jackal, Mr. Hyde kind of scenario, but with Hulk is kind of like, Banner versus the Hulk, and having so it's the same little concept. I actually kind of like the idea when they did it with Afro Samurai, because Afro was such a stoic character, right? He never really spoke much, so it's kind of hard to have like an entire like anime with the main character not talking much, right? So they had to have that character be there to be expressive and to say all those wacky stuff, because it was like, we need to have it entertaining somehow. It can't just be just action. Only for us to realize later on, we're like, the ninja character was pretty much the internal monologue of Afro. Yeah, Ninja was a real star, yeah. No, but he was also the internal monologue for Afro. He was saying everything that Afro wanted to say in those moments when we see him. But the stoicness, the anger translator. Yeah. But seriously, it was like Ninja said everything that he wanted to say, but Afro couldn't say because he's stoic. He was still in his thoughts. He was still in his actions. He was very calm, cool, collected. He had to be cool, calm, and collected because of the danger and the threats and the things of that nature, right? So like, anytime you see Ninja like freaking out about the fucking like enemy coming, that was probably like his internal monologue being like, ah shit, here we go again. But knowing he can't really say that because he has to still his nerves so he can fight. But like internally, he's like, he might be going off, like being like, man, I gotta fucking, you gotta fight this shit. The fuck? These guys coming here with knives and guns and shit. The fuck? And him being like I have to be like, I could be thinking that, but I have to be still in my reserve, in my resolve, because if I falter, I'm gonna die, right? So he has to be that. Or like the situation with like the women and stuff like that, and Ninja being like, you know, the outrageous like character being like, oh yeah, you got the girls and stuff. And him being again having to be stoic and being like, I can't fall into that. I can't be that guy. But Ninja being like, man, shit, if you ain't gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So yeah, no, Ninja was definitely the real star. But like I said, it was a great storytelling, great storytelling tool to give a character some personality, even though he was meant to be a very stoic character and not be and very soft spoken and not talking much. And they found a great way to work around it. Anyway, I say all that to say, I figured like these two characters, if they were actual characters, would have their little dialogues back and forth in the background between themselves, as the main person here would just be going about his day and doing whatever the fuck he want to do, right? So kind of like like I said, like kind of in the comic sense, you know, like going to the gym, right? Like all three of them are going to the gym. He's going there for the focus, the mental focus, and he's going there with the purpose to, you know, like I said, he's the mature one, right? And then obviously the kid version, or the immature, right, side would probably be like, yeah, you know, you got them girl, you know, you're gonna be girls there with, you know, with the cleavage out and the tight, you know, leggings and stuff. You know, you might be able to, you know, cop a peek, or you might be able to see something, you know, but the mature being like, no, it's not why we're here. That's not why we're here. We are here to train. We are here to get these reps in. We are here to, you know what I mean? So they would have like these interesting back and forths, and you know, that could be kind of comical and stuff. Anyway, enough of that. We're gonna get to the main artwork here. Get back to Fern, and I don't know if I might have lost anybody through that explanation, but I'm sorry. That was a little long-winded. But we hanging out. We chilling. You know? So. Excuse me. Okay. Let me put that down in the background. Being able to see what I'm working on. Yeah. Okay. So, Fern. Anybody who has seen the show, or would probably already know who she is. She is Fern's apprentice. Oh, no, not Fern. Freerin. Sorry. Ooh, boy. Fern is Freerin's apprentice. On the wishes of one of the heroes that was training underneath, that she was training underneath. I believe it was the priest character. I forgot his name. Which is interesting. So like between Fern and Stark, both of their masters or trainers, or however you want to phrase it, right? They're all members of the original hero party. So not to spoil anything for anybody who hasn't seen it here, but yeah, no, but Fern and Stark are disciples, I guess you would say disciples, of people who were part of the original party that Frieren used to actually be a part of. So it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of interesting to see that she then takes on these apprentices. I think as far as the priest character and and Himmel the hero, they both die early on, or as far as like in their old age, you know what I mean? So when you're a human and you're facing with death like that, and you know, the only other person that was able to live long enough to see Frieren return was Stark's mentor. I'm blanking on his name right now. I know I said it in the video of Stark. I'm blanking on it right now, but yeah. If still you remember, you can let me know down in the chat. But I'm pretty sure it's the same. It's the guy that you actually like as a character, as a member of the hero party. But anyway, I'm just pretty much blocking out some of the shapes and form here based on the reference. Just kind of getting an idea of where the positioning of things are, and she's not as difficult. Who? He said who? Stark's mentor, who was the dwarven character from the hero party. You know, the one who does that sick freaking dive off the edge of a cliff and fucking just nails the landing without any fucking physical damage done to him. Like I have the name on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it right now. Yeah. So like, if you think of it, just let me know. Eisen? Yeah, Eisen. There you go. So Eisen is the hero that trained Stark, right? And then the priest character is the one who was Fern's teacher. Also because he also saved her life as a kid or something like that. So she kind of willingly becomes his disciple of sorts. And fingers are my freaking arch nemesis right now. Holy shit. I'm definitely gonna have to fix this. Again, we're just messing around with the proportions and make sure everything fits right. Yeah, and then like I said, and then Fern is the disciple or the apprentice of the priest character. So I guess what I was trying to say originally was it's kind of interesting how these characters who join Fern, not Fern, Freeran, are people associated with the hero party. That's why I was going with this. It's just like a weird kind of coincidence. Not a weird coincidence per se. It was just like one of those connections that I'm sure a lot of people have made, and probably not as mind blowing as I'm making it out to be. It's just a nice little touch that they did for the show. It's just like, oh yeah, she's on the journey back to wherever she was headed to, right? I know what it is. I just don't want to say it in case no one has seen the show yet. But but then to have to be traveling, going the same route that took her and her party 10 years to travel, with members who are associated with the same party that she made the original trip with. That's the interesting part of the story. If you guys are grasping what I'm saying here. Again, a nice little nod to the storytelling aspect of this show. She does have a lot of hair. Now that I'm noticing it. All these like stray strands of hair and stuff that she got going on here. That's gonna be fun to capture. Not. Oh, what show? Oh, Freeran. Yes. Yeah, Freeran. Thank you, Seal. If you haven't seen Freeran yet, I'm not going to again say too much to spoil anything. But let's just say this: it's a very well written show, and it's a unique perspective as far as the storytelling goes. I guess if I had to summarize it or give a summation of the show, or at least the synopsis, right? Without giving too much away, the only thing what I could say would be, how my PC is screaming at me. I'll catch you later, John. Thanks for sharing. All right, man. Take care. Thank you. But for Wolvie, if I had to explain the show, it's pretty much what happens beyond the point of the hero's journey. Not sure if I know if you've ever watched like isekai or any type of like show that has like the medieval setting, or well, not even medieval setting, but like that olden time aesthetic, right? The stories told are always kind of like that, the heroes, and the show normally ends with the heroes defeating whatever big villain or big bad of the series, right? Usually it's like some sort of demon king or demon lord or whatever the thing that's plaguing the village, and the heroes come and you save the day, right? Well, this show starts where a story similarly would end, and we see the after effects of that journey and how it affects the heroes, and Freerin in particularly, who is an elf character, who when elves in folklore and mythology and things of that nature, they live a very long time. So for her specifically too, the story for her is more of like the passage of time and how it affects her relationships with people, because the same people who she travels with go on and live to be old, and she's still relatively young looking, right? So it, like I said, explores the life of an elven, I guess should be considered like a I guess it'd be like a sorcerer. If this was like D&D, she'd be part of like a sorcerer class or something like that, where she uses magic and things of that nature. I didn't want to say magician, but she's a magic user, yes. So so the interesting thing about the travel is that her travels take her back through a lot of the similar places that her party originally took. So she gets to like revisit areas where she went before and see people who she hadn't seen in a long time, and like how they remember her versus like from like then and now, that the time has passed, and all these different things that happen that it's kind of like, again, supposed to be told from this perspective of like I'm older than, or not older, but she lives longer than most people. So I think it was told to her at one point where they're like she has to cherish the relationships she made with people, because you never know how long people are gonna be around for. So this is her kind of like making good on that promise that she made to, I guess, one of her friends from the hero party, to at least try to understand people more or better, So and then like I said, part of her story is that trying to make good on that promise to do that, but then also there's something that happens like partway through season 1 or just the whole show, where there's an objective given to her to be like, hey, I'm going to travel to this location and then do X, Y, or Z, and which it's going to take her the entire trip of her previous trip to go back to. So now she has to retrace. Now they're retracing the steps of her old party, and it's like what, 50 years later or some shit that she's doing it. So again, all her memories and things that she remembered from that is like they're like all old, and she has to deal with like the changes and it's a whole thing. And like I said, it's a pretty cool little story. So again, there's a whole lot more that happens. I'm just kind of giving like a cliff note version of this. And the show was about how many episodes? I think it's like 26 episodes, no, 28 episodes. So yeah, it's a pretty good, like I said, it's a pretty good length of a series. So if you haven't never got a chance to see it, I would implore you to take some time to watch it. Gotta fix this angle on this. Trying to get the general shape there. Hey, welcome in. Yeah, so over where I'm at, it's raining right now, so kind of the reason why I decided to do the stream, because I was like, yeah, no, it's raining, it's a little, it's a little calm, it's a little chill outside. So I was like, you know what, I might as well, do some art and just chill out, relax. So I've been currently watching a new anime. It's kind of an older anime, but it's a remake, I guess. I found out. It's Spice and Wolf. And if there's anybody here who has seen it or heard of it before, kudos to you. You are more well informed than I am about the show. But apparently it was a show that came out in like 2008 or something like that. It got like a season 2 somewhere in like 2009 or something like that. And then it's been pretty much like one of those like older animes, right? That was, you probably throw that in with the same crowd as your Fullmetal Alchemists and things of that nature. It's like one of those pretty dated shows at this point. Well, not dated, I'd say more like it's a classic. It's pretty much a classic at this point. However, like all classics, they get revived and they get brought back to life, which happened, I guess, sometime earlier this year. They decided to come. I guess I don't know what studio company decided to do it, but they decided to remake the show. So I think so far they're like 25 episodes in. I'm just now starting it, and I think I got to episode. I'm at episode 13. Yeah, I'm at episode 13. So I think I just started it like maybe like 2 days ago. So yeah, I'm definitely enjoying the show. Now I do have some gripes. They're not really gripes. It's just kind of like moments that stand out to me as being like, wow, that's actually a pretty interesting thing that they did there. Like some of the dialogue is a little off the wall, right? I don't know if that's the translation's fault or if it's was meant to be done in the way that they're doing it, but it's pretty entertaining, I'll say that much. Which is another thing about the show as far as entertainment goes, right? Man, is it entertaining. Seeing the banter back and forth between the merchant and the wolf, which is funny enough, that's the tag line underneath the show if you go and search it right now. That's the show. It's literally it's Spice and Wolf, the merchant and the wolf. Now, if you guys don't like long expositions about economics, you're not gonna like that show, because they do talk about the merchant lifestyle and money, right? So I can see how if you're not someone who likes those types of exposition dumps of lore and information, you wouldn't probably like that show, and I get it. However, there's some stuff there worth grabbing onto, gravitating to, as far as the content goes. So you can, it's not all just talk about economics all the time. There's some other stuff in there too that's a little, it makes it worth watching, so to speak. And that's the best way I can say it. And again, we're still kind of just going through here right now, and just blocking in what things are going to be. Some light details of where things like the hood for her robe is going to be and things of that nature. I know you probably are thinking about, like, hey, you know, it's been a while since I've actually uploaded an actual speed paint on the channel. So I do have one that I'm editing currently, so be on the lookout for that. When I get done with that, I'll post that. It'll be my OC. It'll probably be my OC character that I was working on from the last two streams. So yep. Go ahead and fix the hand. I'll probably go back and fix this hand better. Yeah. I do suck at drawing hands, yes. kind of looks like a diamond. So let's start with that shape first, and then go from there. So that kind of helps, you know, if you're ever looking at like something that you're like, it has like you're having a hard time trying to draw it, right? Break it down to its simplest shapes, right? And then you can kind of dissect the picture that way. And kind of realize, and you'll be able to realize like, okay, it looks like this because of this shape, or it looks like this because of these angles. You know, you can kind of break it down, and it kind of helps to make sense. And it helps to make sense of it all, so to speak. Because like over here it'll be the thumb. And this will be the finger out here. All right. And that kind of works. There you go. Erase this, and then now we have a hand semi proportion hand. But yeah, no, I appreciate the sub, Wooly. Oh, I mean Wolvie. It's kind of funny. By the way, too. Your name is Wolvie Draws. I do have a appreciation for wolves as well. So, I have appreciation for that name. Then as well. Let's see. I might have to fix the tilt on this. Wolvie, if you're actually still here in the chat. You know, is there a particular video that you saw that you liked, or do you just happen to just see me live and it was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come in and say hi? You know, how did you stumble across the channel? Just kind of trying to get an idea if people are finding it organically, or if people are finding it through like word of mouth, or if, whatever the case would be. Assuming he's probably not in the chat anymore. Okay, that's fine. Or if you are, you probably still just type. You probably typing something like that. Okay. I am just kind of blocking in what eyes are gonna be, and setting that up, getting that ready for when I do my next part. Now the question is if I'm going to include these butterflies in the shot as well. Not sure if I. something like that. Maybe I don't know. We'll play around with that a little bit later. We'll come back to those. So far the proportions are looking pretty good. This is where I worry about more. I've never really been good at the strands, like the blowing in the wind strands that they always do with these. So, who knows? Maybe we'll try to nail it, and if not, then I'll just, say fuck it. Let's see. I am going to thin this. I'm gonna go ahead and blur this down a little bit. I'll fade this out so I can do some inking. At least trying to do some line work that's actually straight. Okay. How you guys liking the music? Make sure I get the angle right here. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody recognized this when they made her character design, but they gave her a lot of roundedness to her face. So I'm going to attempt to capture that here. Can't make any promises, but we're going to try. Yeah, and going back to what Wolvie had said before about how he was streaming, but he only had he didn't really have any viewers or anybody looking at him. I know exactly how that feels. I actually did a video that I watched about that. It's called it was called How to Stream to 0 Viewers, and it's kind of one of those videos I watched before I started doing streaming myself, because I was like, that's one thing I was concerned about. Just sitting in and just talking to yourself the entire time is it can be a little maddening. So I guess the best way I've been trying to look at this, because I have the same insecurity as well about that, but the way I've been looking at it is it's less about the viewer watching, right? Or you trying to get the viewer to watch you, and it's more like um, you're going to be doing the work anyway, right? Regardless if anybody's watching you or not. So as long as you're still going to be doing the work anyway, it doesn't, you're going to just focus on doing the work. Now, obviously, having people here, means I have to interact and talk and stuff, but you have to approach it as if no one's going to be here or no one's here. The artwork is still going to get done regardless if anybody's watching you or not. Now, again, I know it sounds pretty weird to say, because it's like, oh yeah, the whole reason why we're streaming is so people can see us do the artwork. That's the whole point. And they get it. They get that. However, drawing to 0 people watching you is going to be pretty, disheartening for some people. And like I said, as long as you're doing the work, right? It's not going to be a wasted effort because you're still producing the artwork, or you're still doing the work that we're going to be doing anyway. Like for me, this is something I was going to be doing anyway. It's artwork. It just so happens that now I have people watching. But I was going to have to do this anyway because I made the commitment to myself that I was going to finish the trifecta of free run pictures. So trying to get this these eyes or shit right. I'm sorry if my earlier statement made anybody leave or not want to watch anymore, but but yeah, no, like I said, streaming to no people or one person, or I get it. If it could kind of make you feel like, like no one cares, right? So I know exactly how that feels. I remember the very first time I streamed on Twitch. I did an art stream on Twitch. I only had I think I had one person come through the entire time I was there. And then I realized I was like, wait a second, I got more people following me here on YouTube than anything else. So why not just stream here? Not, so that's why I decided to kind of do. Now I'll probably experiment with Twitch streaming. You know, I might do that and see if I can build an audience there eventually. But if you go to my Twitch, which is the same handle, there's only like 2 streams on there that I've done. Most of my streams are here on YouTube because of, well, it's where I've seen the most success. And when I mean success, I mean success loosely. Success. I use that term loosely here. It's not really like I'm a big streamer or anything like that. I'm not streaming to like 100 people or 50 people or anything like that. But, you know, y'all gotta start somewhere, right? So I actually blew a co-worker's mind the other day when I told him I was doing streaming of my artwork. He was like, I told him that even though there's a lot of people who do it way more than me to do it for the video game, and that, you know, people have actually gotten paid to do it. And he was like, what? People get paid to play video games? Yeah. If you're good enough of a gamer, or you're that type of you have that big of a personality on your stream, where people like to interact with you and talk to you and see what you're doing and things of that nature, yeah, you can build a pretty good following and get paid for it. And it blew his mind. He was like, wow, he didn't know, because he's an older guy, so he was unaware of the leaps and bounds that we've made technologically. So he remembers back when it was still Macintosh computers and things of that nature, back in like the late 80s, early 90s. So really cool guy though. He's a really cool dude. I would never thought that just doing the eyes and the face was gonna take this long. Holy shit. I'm just trying to make sure I get the representation right here. It's not gonna be a 1-to-1. I don't think I'll be able to make it 1-to-1. But I just want to make sure I get at least capture some of the feeling here. So how's everybody feeling? I'm probably gonna have to do like the hair separate because she has like these fringes, like bangs in the front. It's gonna probably make it very messy of the artwork if I do them all on the same layer. So I still feel like the head's off. I think it's the angle. I think I got the angle wrong. And after spending a lot of time doing the eyes, I do not want to have to do them again. So we're gonna see if we can make it work. This is what we call trying to stay on model. Yeah, I think it's the angle of the head that's throwing me off. Also, if anybody has any questions for me, no, feel free to ask while you guys have me here. I still feel like that's a little off. I think it's the shape of these. Now it's the shape of these eyes. Okay. No, if we have to, we'll come back to it. Ugh. Let me do this. It's almost 9 o'clock over here. Okay. Don't know how long I'm gonna be streaming for, but like I said, we'll try to push on as long as we can. Um, another interesting show I've been watching is that whole Aya expresses her feelings in Russian or something like that. It's the name of the show, or expresses herself in Russian. So that's been a pretty fun show to watch as well. Again, I won't spoil anything for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. I know I have a friend of mine who he does want to see it. So if he's watching or if he plans on coming back to this in the future, I don't want to say anything that's going to spoil it for him. However, it's been a pretty entertaining show so far. I'm watching the dub of it, and the dub is pretty good. I mean, like I said, as far as I feel like the voice actors are from the same pool of actors that they get to do these types of shows, but at the same time, it's not a bad pool that they're pulling from. So it's one of those type of situations. I've enjoyed it so far. So now her clothes are pretty detailed with all these wrinkles and stuff. So we will see what we can do with the recreation of that. Because, like, for example, this collar thing here is like the collar of her blouse. And it's not meant to be a really big item. Just there you go. Something like that. Let's do this a little bit better now. All right. Now this time, do a little higher up. So I guess it's supposed to be like her shirt or her shoulders and her shirt or something like that. So anybody playing any cool video games lately? I'm still kind of working my way through one myself. Currently playing Cyberpunk along with Stellar Blade. So. Oh shit, yeah, it just reminded me of something. Stellar Blade apparently is getting a an update soon to include photo mode and a mod that will give you, well, not a mod, I guess it'd be like a an unlockable costume so you can play the game as Nier Automata. Which is very interesting that they would do a Nier Automata skin for her, but it kind of also makes sense too, because they a lot of people were like comparing the two characters together and being like, oh yeah, you know, that could be kind of, they could be related, blah blah blah. Well, not related, but like they're both automatons in a sense, right? So a lot of people were like, oh yeah, that could be a really cool little mashup, right? So there's a crossover thing they're gonna do, and don't know when they're gonna do it. Yeah, I don't know when they're doing the crossover. But yeah, no, it's gonna be pretty. From what I can see, it's gonna be pretty good, pretty faithful to the Nier Automata game. I never got a chance to play Nier Automata, so but I probably wouldn't mind playing, you know, the skin or having the skin if I choose to, if I had the choice. So now this is interesting. My sketch layer is in the wrong position. Or at least the staff that she's using isn't in the right position for the line art. So that's interesting. We gotta fix that. I think I gotta go back to here and kind of alter this again. I actually just have to bring it up somehow, to be honest with you. Gotta bring it like a little higher to like here or something. Hmm. Good thing I zoomed in to the reference picture. Wouldn't have never caught that. Also, if you're wondering about the music choice, I'm playing this in hopes that um, I don't get a weird like strike, well not strike, but a weird like partial block from the audio. Apparently, the last few streams, if you go back and look at them, they're like partially blocking the territory or something like that because of whatever music that was being used in it. So now, even though the territory I don't really care about not being blocked in, um, still want to be mindful of these things because you know who's to say that another song doesn't get found later on and then now there's another strike, then there's a strike on the account or something like that. So definitely don't want that to happen. Let's see. Welcome into the chat. I'm currently kind of just going through here and inking this artwork. This is Fern from Freerun. Yeah, you know what's really weird about YouTube when you're doing these live streams and stuff is that it's really hard to see who pops in and out of stuff, so you can see the count go up and down, right? But it's kind of hard to tell if the people who are popping in are returning people or if they're like new people. So I say that to say if I see somebody pop in and you were here already and you hear me say something that you were like, oh yeah, I heard you say it already from before. Please excuse me. It's just that's the nature of the beast, so to speak. It's kind of hard for me to tell who comes in and who's been here and who hasn't been here. Yeah, but I don't know if I mentioned this already, but one of the new shows I was watching recently is Spice and Wolf. So I'm pretty sure I've already mentioned it, so I won't go into it for too long here. But yeah, definitely enjoying the show. So I love the voice casting for the wolf character. Because of her, I guess, immortality, she lived a long time and she's encountered humans of all types and things of that nature. So she's known as the wise wolf for a reason, right? But at the same time, her traveling companion, who is a merchant, is an honest man trying to make an honest pay or honest living, and the dynamic between the two of them is just freaking funny, just funny as all hell. It's actually pretty, like I said, pretty entertaining for the most part. Also, something else that's funny. I don't know if anybody notices it, but I noticed this, or even is aware of this. But there's another YouTuber here on YouTube with a similar YouTube name as mine. He just happens to space his out differently than I space mine out. As far as like the tag, like how I spell mine all together as one word, he spells his with spaces or something in the middle of it. But back when he made his channel, I guess he was trying to get the name for the channel and realized that it's already taken. So after he made his channel and he found mine, he personally I guess he commented in one of my videos or something about how cool it was to come across another John the artist or something. It was this artist. Like, we had a little bit of a laugh over it because he's a John who's an artist, and then I'm John the artist, right? So, it was just a weird coincidence. It was just like, oh yeah, what are the chances that we both was going to come up with the same name for our channel? Pretty funny. Now, in the same breath, I guess someone else likes the way that the name John the artist rolls off the tongue, because I came across another YouTuber with a name that was called like Ban the Artist or something like that. It was like BAN the artist, and I was like, wow, I don't know if I started something with that tag, with that line or with that name or something. I'm not gonna pretend that I'm not that conceited to be like, oh yeah, no, I'm starting a movement here. Like, no, I'm not saying that. It's just interesting how like people are popping up using the similar format, I guess, for calling themselves their YouTube channel. Either that, or maybe I'm just not as original as I thought I was with my name. That could potentially be it, by the way. It's like, oh yeah, you're not that original. You think you're innovative. In reality, you just you know, a normal guy. Hey, but you know, a kid could dream. You know, yeah, a guy could dream. You know, say to think that maybe he influenced somebody to come up with a similar tag name, maybe. You know, it's even funnier. It'd be funnier if this gets out to him and he's like in like bands like, oh my god, John the artist shouted me out in his video. It's like, what? And it's like, I mean, to be completely honest, I really just saw the name pop up as a video on my front page one day. So this is terrible looking. Holy shit, this is. So details like this is really hard to nail sometimes. So forgive me if it looks like I'm going over this like in ad nauseam here. We got 3 viewers. Well, thank you guys for popping in. So to answer a question someone probably had is about my method of drawing. The reason why I'm doing the sketching kind of style is because, well, it's a style that I've done a lot growing up when it came to, because I'm kind of a sketch artist by nature, right? So when it came back to like doing like straight lines or anything in my artwork when I was younger, I would just pretty much go back and then like erase to tighten up lines. I never actually became super good at, I guess, creating like really good like still lines for artworks. Unless I was, you know, really focusing and trying to, but even then it was, you know, shaky. But what I would do is that I would draw kind of like sketchy, right? And then come back in with an eraser and then kind of come back and then clean up lines like that. That's how I used to draw on paper back in the day. So I guess it's a similar technique here. Now for anybody who is a line artist looking at this, they're looking like, why don't you just use the fucking vector lines and just fucking do it? And it's like, listen, I like vector lines. I've done work with vector lines before. However, it always felt like it was a little too clean. If that's even a thing. Yeah, it always looked a little too clean to me. So at least with these kind of sketch kind of lines, it gives a little bit more personality to the line work. Even with like vector lines, artists will go back in and then do like a line variation, like line weight variations to kind of give it so it's not completely clean. But I guess if I was doing something like I don't know, like animations or something like that, then I would have to, because the lines have to be clean in order to sell animation effects. But since this isn't an animation, this is an illustration, which again, I guess it could benefit from it being a cleaner line work, but Again, this also isn't the promotional. This also isn't like promotional material either. So I guess that's the best way I can do it without it being mistaken as like, oh, like you're totally ripping from the source material. It's like, no, it's not 1-to-1, at least not 100%, because even the line work isn't clean. So speaking of future artworks, hopefully at some point I get to maybe like the Apothecary Diary artwork. Maybe there's a really good artist on YouTube by the name of Studio AP who did a really good Mao Mao picture, and Sebastian, I guess is the name of the guy. I feel like I'm forgetting his. I feel like I'm misremembering his name as Sebastian, but the male character, like he did a pretty good picture of both of them, not together but like separately. That same artist has actually gone back and is doing like One Piece characters in like suits recently, and it's freaking dope. It's freaking dope as shit. I was like, yo, you like I gotta step my game up. Be completely honest with you. Cause like doing One Piece characters in suits is like freaking goated. To be like, oh yeah, here's Sanji, he's already in the suit, right? But then they're also doing I think they just did like a Zoro one in the suit. Oh man, it's freaking dope. It was so good. So good. Man, at this rate, it's gonna take me a really long time to do this freaking line work. So speaking of time, for anybody who was wondering about how long it took me to do my artwork for my OC character from the last stream, when I finally put all of the clips into my video editor, I looked at how much time it was. It is just under 7.5 hours worth of footage that was collected, and I was like, wow. Now, obviously, I think some of the stuff is a lot. There's some fluff in there, but I had to cut it down a little bit more. But yeah, just the raw footage by itself came out to be a little under 7.5 hours worth of footage. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And this is already almost a 2-hour stream already as is. So okay. It's almost 2 hours. Getting a little hungry actually. So. Okay. You know what? Now I remember now why I didn't freaking play this track list before. They play it on repeat the whole time. The same freaking loop of tracks. Excuse me. You know what? Well, how about this? We'll call it quits for now. And I didn't really get a chance to do a whole lot for this, but we'll come back. We'll come back to it maybe like Saturday or something like that. So stay tuned for that. We'll try to tackle this a little bit more. I'm kind of hungry, so I'm gonna go ahead and end this now and go get something to eat. You guys enjoy the rest of your night and take care. All right, peace.